Hey Jay, good to see ya. Just getting everything set up and running here. Had a few technical difficulties there for a few minutes, but I think we're all doing well. Good to see ya. How you been this week? What's new in the world of anime and the world in general? Before I forget, let me pull up the anime news. See if there's anything I should be talking about. Yeah, glad you'd be here. Um, See here, Crunchyroll licensing stuff. I mean, that's always happening, right? Do interesting. Various Pokemon stuff out there is always true. Always, Pokemon's always a thing. Got the anime ordered. Nice. Which anime did you order and receive? It's actually just playing some Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, which was great fun. A little frustrated. I'm working on that cold dungeon in the islands, which is annoying. But you know, eh. New anime by Trigger. That's interesting. Super Robot Wars T will be the next Super Robot Wars show. That's cool. Venom NT film launched at number 5, which is okay. Actually pretty good by anime standards. New poster for the Sonic the Hedgehog film. Curious. Don't see anything else really remarkable. Okay, that's a show for little kids. Big O. Big O. Big O, big O, big down, no, 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 no. Love that opening. Huh. Gonna be a toy manga Matsuri film. Should be a whole bunch of various shorts. Dr. Slump, Captain Tsubasa. Cool. Gundam Thunderbolt manga to resume, but with a new art style. Because the artist is having trouble drawing. That sucks. New Futari Ecchi. New series by the artist behind Futari Ecchi, who did Escaflowne. It's going to be a show about, or a manga about a woman who marries two men. Could be interesting. Okay. Koto Shinkai's new film gets a title, Weather Child Weathering with You. Yeah, I'm definitely not watching as much. I'm not as obsessed with Gundam as I used to be. You know, I don't consume whatever Gundam is available to me immediately. I recently finished Gundam The Origin and enjoyed that. Thoroughly happy with that, but I don't really feel a strong desire to go back and fill in all the Gundam I've missed. So, Weathering Child, Weathering with You opens July 19th. The story of the world's secret that only she and I know. Shinkai's original work. He's directing and writing the scripts. With other folks involved. It will be getting a worldwide release, and releases have already been decided for North America, Europe, Asia, and South America. Wow, that is how well Makoto Shinkai is doing. That's crazy. Not crazy, but yeah, they've nailed that down 6 months in advance. Don't understand how that's supposed to work. I need to fiddle around with some of my keyboard bindings here. So how is this a trigger thing? Oh, sorry, it's not a trigger anime. It is a... Trigger is in the title. Never mind. I have a hedgehog... A motion poster. That's weird. Oh, sorry. I'm going to get some audio here. Let's see if I can... Can I mute that? Doesn't look like it. Let me just try... Yeah, I think I can mute that. Okay. It's basically various imagery. Boy, that looks weird. More normal human shape for Sonic, which is weird. Not sure what to think about Magical Lyrical Nanoha. I had a very similar reaction after watching the first season. I was like, okay, that is a thing. I can't say I dislike Nanoha, but I can't say I was really thrilled by it. I was invested in Nanoha. It was just a perfectly acceptable, perfectly, middle of the road anime series. Obviously, there are a few moments that are a little shocking, but yeah, exactly. It's just like here's a really dark plot twist out of nowhere. And granted, Nanoha is based on a apparently fairly dark light novel. I'm sorry, visual novel. And Nanoha is just the little sister in the story. And so Nanoha is basically a spin-off of that. Finished Isekai Izakaya. Yeah, nice. I did too a week or two ago. I love Isekai Izakaya. I'm glad it ended where it did. No spoilers, but I thought it was an appropriate place for the ending of that show. But also, I don't think Madoka is all that shocking either, personally. I think Madoka is an evolution of Nanoha, basically, and other anime like it. Sailor Moon is keeping sort of a balance. Interesting. Yeah, very short episodes for Isekai. I recently finished, speaking of short episodes, Ninja Girl and Samurai Master, which are, I think, 3-minute episode little short comedies set in feudal Japan about Oda Nobunaga and the Warring States period. Really fun, cute stuff. Same director. Director is Akutaro Daiichi, who did Kadocha and a bunch of other screwball comedies. Fruits Basket. So it has exactly that right frenetic comedy pace without ever being hard to follow. He's a master at that really fast comedy. So really nice to see that. There are 3 seasons now. I think just finished that one. Finished Gamers. Cool. I've never gotten a chance to watch Gamers. Just never come up on my list for anime to watch. Such is life. Very thirsty tonight for some reason. I'm not sure why. Had some chips with dinner, and I think that just dried me out. I'm not sure. So yeah, things are chugging along pretty well here at Moonbase Central, Geek Archaeology Moonbase Central. Been chugging through a lot of stuff. You may see some changes actually to the library. I've got just some shifting around of books to make things a little a little easier to get to, and I might be spending some of this weekend going through my fantasy books. Got a whole bunch of just random fantasy novels that I need to check out that came in lots, where I was getting one or two particular books I wanted in amongst like 20 other books. So looking forward to dig that in. Slice of life kind of video game otaku based anime. Cool. Yeah, Sailor Moon is not really not really a show to go full-fledged dark. It's just not really their thing. Dark moments, obviously. Serious moments. But it's pretty light shoujo, all things considered. And granted, I haven't seen, every episode by any stretch, but I've seen enough of it to. That seems to be the reality from what I've seen and what folks have said about it, which is one of its appeals, right? That it never goes off that deep end into like weirdly dark stuff, like some anime we could name. But yeah, it's been nice to get things taken care of. I actually have a bunch of manga coming over the weekend as well, which I'm looking forward to reading and letting you all know about. Various isekai stories and just filling out the collections. Pretty soon now I should finish all of Master Keaton, which is that is a really remarkable manga. Very serious, grounded, but not dark. I mean, there are dark-ish plot lines. There are tragic storylines, but not really dark ones, right? Star-crossed lovers, some truly bad men, but they generally get their comeuppance. One of those things, kind of like an old black and white movie, where it can have twists, it can go in interesting directions, but there's a pretty bedrock of where the story is going to ultimately end up. It's just a matter of how it gets there is what's so interesting. And it's just really nice seeing something that's just very classically structured, classically presented, and very cleverly put together. And it's nice seeing something with realistic backgrounds, more realistic character designs, things that just feel a little more not real, although it is very much in the real world, but interesting. Comparing that's always dangerous, comparing voice acting, because I always have to ask, okay, well, how much does the reviewer know of both languages? That's a bugaboo of mine. But that is interesting when folks will actually dig into lines. I did that a bit with Princess Mononoke, comparing the dub versus the sub, and getting a feeling for which one I liked more. There's some voices I like more in Japanese, more in English. Talk about OVAs that could have made it into a series. That's a tough one. I like it. Because could is a difficult verb. Right? Could in what universe? We don't have a lot to compare to. A lot of other universes to compare to see what it would take for a particular OVA to make it into a TV series. I guess so. Let's think about OVAs where there's enough world, there's enough depth to character, that definitely if fleshed out into 13 or even 26 episodes, it feels like there's enough there to tell a story. I would start with Dominion Tank Police, which they actually did flesh out into a TV series, but I think they went off in a slightly different direction with it, if I recall. So yeah, Dominion Tank Police I think has a lot of fun stuff in it. That definitely could make it a TV. One of the ones that jumps to mind that nobody's seen is Dream Hunter Rem. It's a fun little psychic detective, girl. They're very cagey about her age, but she's like, you anywhere from early teen to like early 20s, depending on how she's drawn and how the staff feel at the time. Let's see, Gunsmith Cats definitely, and I mean there's what, 10, 15 volumes of the manga, so there's tons of material there, and you could tone down some of the weird lowly stuff that he tends to put into his work, and some of the there's quite a bit of sexualism in the Gunsmith Cats manga that could be pretty easily edited out for TV. Let's see here. Lotus War, obviously, there was a TV series, but again, I think that's the TV series was basically a spin-off with different, some of the same characters, but very different plot. That would have been neat to see that way. Other classic OVAs. See, I think Furikuri wouldn't be too good as a TV series. Like, it needs to be condensed. Appleseed, I'm actually right with you, Jay. I think Appleseed, there's definitely enough there in terms of plot, in terms of characters. There's actually not that much in the manga, but I think you could extrapolate from that, kind of like with Ghost in the Shell, right? You could definitely do a TV series. They did some great TV out of Ghost in the Shell. So I think Appleseed, sure. You'd have to rework the premise a little bit to give Doinen a little more to do, and make the plot a little bit more complex, if that sense. In that sense. Golden Boy would be very interesting as a TV series, like late night ecchi TV series. I think it could have worked. Obviously toned down a little bit, although certainly we've seen TV series as ecchi as Golden Boy. So not that crazy, I don't think, for that. Let me think. What other OVAs? Other classics. Let me pull up my list. Oh, anime. Anime I've seen. Of course, Blam. That we have as a series. Just search for 3x3 Eyes. Yeah, that was a TV series though. Gosh, a lot of these did get TV series. El Hazard, Bubblegum Crisis. I mean, Gundam the 8th MS Team is basically a TV series anyway. It's, 10 episodes? So, doesn't really count. Read or Die, a TV series. Kenshin, TV series. Starship Troopers. See, the Starship Troopers novel is fairly... I mean, it's got a very tight plot. It is meant to say a few things about society, and then tell this adventure story. But I think the right writers could definitely expand Starship Troopers into something serious. Obviously, there were American versions of that. So yeah, I think that would be interesting. Yeah, pretty much everything I'm seeing here ended up turning into a TV series. Crusher Joe. I'd love to see Crusher Joe as a TV series. That is an 80s space opera, pulp space opera series. So a group of adventurers basically who go around and are called in to solve problems. Rather influential on Bebop, for example. So you think of that rough kind of idea. But that was kind of cool. 5-star stories. Oh man, we would be in a better world if we had a 50 episode 5-star stories TV series, because that definitely would benefit from a huge, huge amount of time to adapt that huge story. Yeah. Mm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. A few of these are a little too edgy. Um, mm, I mean, obviously, Quiet Country Cafe, but that's a little unfair. But yeah, I definitely agree. KO Beast. KO Beast is just it's fun, light. It's got an interesting world, or it's got an unusual world. Pretty standard characters, in the sense that there's nothing massively unique about them, but you could certainly write new scenarios for them to have adventures in. Totally true. Um, Interesting. I do not see how Grave of the Fireflies could have been a TV series. There is not that much material there. The original was short, so I can't see that. So a movie to TV series, I think Barefoot Gen would be fascinating as a TV series, especially if you basically started it post bomb and dealt with their lives afterwards. I think you tell some really fascinating stories that way. You know, it's certainly a very serious, dark story, but also the manga is not particularly dark in overall tone. Once you get past the bomb, for what I've read, I've only gotten the first 4 volumes of that. Um, but I think you can be upbeat with Barefoot Gen. Um, when you avoid the central big thing. Let's see here. Any other OVAs that would have worked for that? Anyway, gosh, why am I so tired? I slept well last night, but I did not sleep well the night before. That's probably it. Why is that not working? Weird. Oh, yeah, Plastic Little. Don't think so. Maze. Yeah, too etchy. Kite. No. Yeah, Kite was technically an OVA. Oh, Video Girl I totally. Yeah, there's plenty of material in Video Girl I. Interesting, Jay. Sounds like Boogie Pop Phantom. Um, Definitely a lot of death in there. May not be the same show, but sounds like a similar premise. Um, yeah, it's funny. Ancient Majesty's Bride, Assassination Classroom, Nuku Nuku, they all got TV series eventually. Did Dirty Pair get a TV series? I feel like it did. If not, boy, that would be great. I think I'm a Gundam. Like, would I want any of the Gundam OVAs to be longer? I don't know. I feel like they're all the right length. 0080, 0083, 8th MS Team. Yeah, those all feel like the right length. Interesting. Let's see. hmm Yeah, that's all I can see in the list. I mean, there's some weird random OVAs I've seen, but I was like, eh. Don't really need to see more of that. Oh, gotcha. Yes, like that makes sense. Shinigami no Ballad. Ballad. Yeah. So. Oh, there we go. Ballad of the Goddess of Death. Oh yeah, I've seen like the cover of this. Um, hmm. Weird concept. Yeah, I've definitely seen that manga somewhere. Hmm. 2006 anime series. It's a little while ago. Down in the doldrums of anime art. Anime budgets very low in 2006. But original series of light novels. Interesting. 12 of them. So certainly plenty of material for anime. Hmm. I wonder. I don't know. The light novels have been adapted and published in English. Interesting. So you can get those. So the manga. Wow. So basically, this entire thing, light novels, manga, and anime, they're all available in English, like officially. That's pretty cool. Would a Gunbuster TV anime have worked out? It's a good one. I don't know why Gunbuster isn't on my list. Um, I don't know. Gunbuster benefited so much from its strange origin. And I think one of the reasons why it's so popular is because it is so weird. Hey, Spin. We're talking about OVAs that would have done well as a TV series, where there was enough meat there on the OVA to warrant a TV series. And Gunbuster, gosh, I don't know. I mean, granted, there's not a lot of plot to Gunbuster. I feel like if that was 12 or 13 episodes, it would feel stretched out and kind of thin. Um, hmm. I don't know. I'd like to at some point watch the Gunbuster movie all the way through and see if the condensation of it makes sense. Because there's a fair amount of stuff in Gunbuster that you could edit out and like I enjoyed, and but isn't really part of the plot. There are certainly various scenes in Gunbuster you could not show in a TV series on TV. Man, why do I not have? Let me go here 1 second. Okay, yeah, okay, it's on there. I just haven't listed it as a. It's not listed as an OVA. So that means I should probably skim through. That's right. I guess if it's an OVA, I haven't. I don't list it as an OVA in my thing unless it was. There was also a TV series or whatever. So. Not seeing a lot here that I would jump at. No, not really seeing anything. Macross Plus. Macross Plus. No, that's the right length. And there's plenty of Macross. Like, it's not like we're hurting for Macross series. So, Number 100D, true. I mean, that was a movie. But yeah, I think you could totally do sort of a Castlevania with Number 100D. Do it more as a story of a guy hunting vampires. You're right, Usagi Drop. I mean, there's 12 volumes of the manga. Is that right? No, 10. The manga goes on for 10 volumes, so there's certainly plenty of material there for the anime series. The ending is controversial in the West, so would certainly have changed folks' opinion of the anime if they'd done that, but yeah. Yeah, I don't want this to be just me scrolling through a list. Not very exciting. Well, let's see. Classic anime OVAs. Crying Freeman, Read or Die, California Crisis. Haven't seen Cyber City. MD Geist. Yeah, MD Geist. I mean, MD Geist is just post-apocalyptic weirdness. There's really not much there. It's fun, but it's completely ridiculous. So you could totally do that as a TV series. Manga that should get an anime? Nah. I mean, we've done a fair amount of that, I feel like. My answer is always Quiet Country Cafe. And the rest of Akira. But we're not going to get the latter. Probably. Akira is a holy creature, and I don't see Otomo having the energy to do 26 episodes of Akira. There's a lot of material there, and because it would have to be incredibly high budget, and just no one's gonna give them the money for it. Other than that, they should animate Bleach. Bleach just there's not enough Bleach. Pet Shop of Horrors, I've not seen it, so I can't say yes. Sorry. Oh, and Pluto. Pluto is the other one I'd love to see anime. Because serious grounded take on Astro Boy. That's right here. That's me. That is the thing I want to see. So, we'd love to see that. But yeah, I mean, we get anime of so much stuff. It's kind of crazy. Because I think anime is one of those things that, it's a hungry medium, and so it's constantly consuming more and more of that material. Yeah, I've not seen Detroit Metal City. I've seen clips of it. If I'm remembering the same thing. Yeah, very much the opposite of my kind of anime. Just, not my thing. That's fine. I should close down some of these ANN tabs because boy, do they just consume the resources. There we go. I think it should be a little easier. Hey, what's the best short series you've seen? What should I mean? 5 to 10 minute episodes. Oh, interesting. The best, under 5 minute per episode anime. Well, I mentioned Ninja Girl and Samurai Master. That's certainly near the top because the comedy is just so on point. Certainly Isekai Izakaya. Although I think those are 7-minute, 8-minute episodes, but still. Or maybe 15. Other short. There. just skim through a few of these. I really enjoyed. Was it? Oh, what was I? Oh, SD Gundam, which were a series of short Gundam parodies produced by Sunrise, but are just sort of one-off parodies of various Gundam storylines made in like I want to say the late '80s or early '90s. It's all traditional animation, and just goofing around with that. There was one recently I didn't finish, but it's about. Oh gosh, I did finish this one, or at least the season. I can't understand what my husband is saying. It's about a woman who's married an otaku. I've not seen Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. It's about a woman who is married an otaku and is not an otaku herself, and so she just doesn't. Yeah, and so he's just deep into anime and manga, and she just does not get that hobby. And she's not against it. She doesn't hate it. It's just all that stuff goes right over her head, and she's a more average person. But they love each other very much. So it's just one of those sweet little relationships stories, and just nice seeing a very functional marriage between people where one of them just has a hobby the other one does not get. And then what else? There was one recently called Miss Bernard Said, which is about a high school reading club. Very goofy, and it's almost entirely just dialogue and jokes, but I enjoyed it a lot because it was there are a lot of jokes about classic science fiction. One of the girls in there is a big fan of classic science fiction. So there's a lot of that humor in there, which I just appreciated because I could actually get it. I watched that Tsukihime anime. Not all of it, but bits and pieces of it. And I was like, why is this a big franchise? Other really short. That was like a cocktail. That's one I watched. That's the one I was thinking of. Where I watched like an episode or two and really enjoyed it, but just haven't gotten back to it. That was a really fun one. Yeah, functional relationships are boring. Well, not that they're not boring. They just don't make for. They don't make for easy drama. That's the thing. They can make for really interesting drama. But it's much easier to write a story where characters are screaming at each other all the time. But I just don't find that particularly enjoyable. Yeah, well, again, Love is Like a Cocktail, functional marriage. He just gets home and needs a drink, and he's more than happy to provide it for her. But yeah, it's one of the reasons why I liked that anime from, I guess, a year or two ago about the woman who gets deep into an online game and ends up becoming sort of a rom-com. Gosh, I can't remember the name of it. I'm sure I'll find it here somewhere. Nope, 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 no, no, no. Recovery of an MMO Junkie. Yep, that's the one. The relationship is, I mean, it grows slowly over time, but it's very sweet. It isn't based entirely on them having some there's this plot point in romance and a lot of stories that just really drives me crazy, which is where one person has a secret and the other person like learns that secret, and it causes them to have some giant misunderstanding, which causes them to break up forever. Whereas like they can't possibly get back together again, and that can be worked into a story in an effective way, but often it's just kind of shoehorned in as an easy way to add big drama leading up to the climax. And MMO Junkie doesn't have that. They have there's a secret behind the relationship that's sensitive, but it doesn't turn into I can't possibly be with you anymore. It's more about them finding the right, trying to deal with this relationship in a way that isn't we're not offending each other. They're kind of, dancing around these difficult topics. Piace, I'm not familiar with that one. Haven't seen it. Have not seen it. Doo-doo-doo. Was Super Radical Gag Family short? No, I think that was longer. Do you have any other short ones? Oh, there was that Mecha one that was really fun, like last year. I'm sure I'll find it here. One sec. Oh, no. It's about food. It's about a guy trying to eat food in his cockpit, like a pilot in his cockpit. It's just a goofy little 5-minute episode comedy. That's fun. Piace Watashi no. Oops. No Italian. Just looking that up now. Ah, that looks really cute. Ah, so it's sort of a intro to Italian cuisine. Cool, cool. There's another one that's tickling the back of my brain that I know. Oh, that's the one that we watched not that long ago. One second. That we really enjoyed. One sec. Exactly. You can totally do. That's interesting. One second. Oh, I can. Can I? Oh, I wonder. Wonder if I can upload more stuff to Crunchyroll. Huh. Sorry. Look at order history. Is there a way for me to see? Is there a way for me to see on Crunchyroll the anime I've watched? Seems like that would be an option. Crunchyroll. Queue. I don't want to queue. Recently watched. View more. That's got to be it. There we go. Hakone-chan. That's the one. Hakone-chan was just adorable. It's about a little girl who's basically the incarnation of a shrine, who just hangs around and has little adventures. So yeah, so let's talk about that. Functional marriages in anime. And we'll skip the non-present parents of protagonists in like school life anime, where they're there but you never really see them. They may be in 2 shots in the entirety of the anime series, but technically they're there. Technically they have a functional marriage, so we'll have to kind of skim that. Let's see. I'm trying to think of functional marriages. But I've been getting back into Tenchi Muyo, and there are some, um, but they're, in the background. Tenchi doesn't have any a mom anymore. Let's see what else. Not a lot. Nothing's coming to mind. I'm sure they're there. Nanoha, actually, her parents are pretty reasonable. Only yesterday, certainly. Whisper the Heart. They don't necessarily see eye to eye all the time, but they seem very, very fine with each other. Well, the mom rules the house in general in Japanese, or stereotypically, the woman rules the house in Japanese households anyway. Let's see. Totoro, certainly. So Miyazaki's movies in general, where there are parents, they generally tend to be pretty functional. Ghibli films in general. Let's see what else. Well, let me look up the list. That's why I have a list, after all. Just don't see parents a lot. Digimon is certainly the gold standard for this, where Digimon always shows parents. Parents are always involved in the storyline, even if on the periphery, and they are consistently shown to be allies of their children. That's one of the things I love about that franchise. So Digimon's definitely a star there. Sometimes it's not always perfect. Matt and TK's father, famously, but it's a good one. Dual Parallel Troubled Adventure. He had very, very good parents. Don't really see parents in a lot of other things. At least a married couple. All either adults or oh gosh. Gundam, no. I don't think of any Gundam series where you have a really proper functioning parental unit. I'm skimming through all these. Wow. I guess Ternay Gundam, the girl's father, the girl's parents are fine. His and Her Circumstances. You're absolutely right. Kari Kano. Great pull. They have a great marriage. Kind of goofy, but fun. Let's see. Yeah, don't see much there. Infinitely Biased. They're all cut off from their parents. You never know. Never see the parents in K-On! Really. I mean, Kadocha. No, not really. Lucky Star, never see their parents really. I mean, although you do see Konoha, her dad, but her mother's gone. Let's see here. Pretty Sammy, Magical Project S, the Tenchi spinoff. She has a very functional set of parents, very loving, very reasonable, and they kept that pretty consistent throughout that. Haruhi, does Kyon actually have parents? We don't know. Certainly never see them. Evangelion, not so much. That's kind of the thesis of Evangelion. Gosh, yeah, that is funny. how you just don't see strong parents. Yeah, that's true. I mean, when they were together, Fullmetal Alchemist, they seemed to have a good relationship. Um, hmm. Lane? No. Hmm. That's interesting. Let me just skim through the last bit of this. Yeah, I mean, a lot of them, again, you have basically adult characters like in Trigun or Bebop, where you just never see their parents. Um, hmm. Or characters have a single parent. Yeah, that's funny. So why would that be? Um, Martin as a Mermaid, cool. Trying to think of the romantic comedies. Ranma One Half. Obviously, there are no mothers involved for either of the two main characters. But yeah, we generally don't see parents much in that. Hmm. Hmm. That's funny. You'd think a rom com would benefit from having both parents to talk to the kid. Let's see. Yeah, Dragon Ball. Yeah. I mean, they get the various parents in there get along well enough, but hmm. And obviously, without two parents, it makes it a little easier for the protagonists to go off on their adventures to have independence in the storyline. So that does make sense. But interesting. Before I forget, what's the schedule for tomorrow? Because tomorrow's a special day. I think that's right. Yeah. So just so you all know, tomorrow is will be Ergo Proxy, first 4 episodes on Anime Club. That'll be in the middle of basically an all day stream where I'll be making Christmas cookies, as I do pretty much every year, and I try to stream that, and we will do our best to stream that this Saturday. So that should be fun. I'll just go for hours and hours and hours baking Christmas cookies. So if you've got some time, feel free to stop by, and we will be I'll be going through all that stuff. That'll be fun. I have not been keeping up with the Zombie Idol show. It is in my queue, but I've not been keeping up with it. I'm trying to get into the habit of watching an episode every day, but I just have not been able to do that just yet. Still trying to, get everything worked out. I actually watched the first episode of a Korean anime series from not that long ago, and I can't remember the name of it. It's all in Korean. The funny thing is, it's dubbed in Japanese and then fan subbed poorly, so it's a trip because it's not just Korean anime. Like, it is set in traditional Korean times. Everyone's wearing traditional Korean clothes, so it's sort of a historical fantasy kind of a thing. It's about a young girl, like a little preteen girl, whose dream is to be a cook, and so she gets a chance to work in the royal kitchen, and she's adorable. So I really enjoyed just checking that out today as just an episode of something to kind of, because I'd come across this and I was like, what is this? But hopefully soon I can start getting back into some of these anime and watching them consistently. But yeah, I've not kept up with the Idol show. I loved what I saw with the first episode. In fact, I showed that episode again to Evan, which he loved. But oh well. Evan and I will be at a bunch of conventions in January, by the way, and I'll be doing a video in probably a week or two, or probably a week because we're getting close to the end of the year, going through my schedule for conventions and what you should expect from that. And one of the reasons I mentioned that is that that'll make these Friday night streams complicated, but also we should be getting a lot of footage from those conventions to share with you all on this channel. So look forward to that. I have not seen Yakitate Japan. Other than clips and such and so forth. Like the character designs in that. Very cute character designs. One of the first hentai dojins I came across was from Yakitate Japan, actually. Yeah, it seems Goblin Slayer has caught the big attention this season. Yeah, I'm familiar with Yakitate Japan. One of the earliest food-themed manga and anime, actually, that I'm aware of. Well before Food Wars and the others. But yeah, the Zombie Idol shows certainly seem. Was it Zombieland Saga, something like that? Um, that was just, it's just different enough. I think that folks are remarking about it, but that's cool. We're looking forward to this coming up season. That'll be fun. There's a lot to be thankful for and interested in. So yeah, let me look at the calendar, just so I'm sure. So good, that makes that easy. So we'll have another stream in a week, and then because Christmas is on a Tuesday this year, so it's not going to interfere with anything. So we should be able to have all that going. What would I count as a good anime season? I have no idea. I don't know what that means. Oh, Silver Spoon. Yeah, I haven't gotten a chance to see that, but that's a good poll. I think good anime season is too subjective, not just in terms of like what you think is good, but in terms of how many you would think were. I mean, I don't think in terms of what is. Yeah, I am not satisfied or dissatisfied by an anime season one way or the other. I don't rank anime seasons. Anime seasons just are, and they have anime in them. There is so much anime out there that being disappointed by the content of 3 months of anime seems to me just extremely short-sighted. It's like there are some shows I like, some shows I didn't. That's fine. I've got a massive backlog. Like, it doesn't matter. Yeah, good is not a very good descriptor. Yeah. I think just use anime seasons to feed your queue, and then watch what you like. It doesn't have to be any more complicated than that, in my opinion. Cool. All right, we've been going for about an hour. I'm going to stop it there. I think next week we may talk about Christmas and holiday themed anime. Some of my favorites. That's a good point too. Yeah, and then difference between Japanese and American perspectives, which they can have different opinions. That's fine too. But yeah, I want to sort of go through some of my favorite Christmas themed anime, and also talk about how Christmas is different in Japan, and that it's interesting watching Christmas through that lens. Tokyo Godfather, great poll. Yeah. And also like Christmas themed episodes of things. It's always fun. Cool. All right. Thank you all very much for joining me. As always, this has been fun. We'll be back next week with more stuff to talk about. And I've got some reviews coming up on the blog pretty soon. I think I did an in-depth review of Laid Back Camp this week on the blog. Let me just double check, make sure I'm not lying. Yeah. Did a fairly in-depth review of a Laid Back Camp this week, so that's cool. And then last week I did a review of Green Days, which is a South Korean adolescent coming of age story. Very nice. So anyway, want to let you all know that. Thanks all. As always, take care. See ya. Have a good one.